Today we're making fish cakes, traditional Irish fish cakes. I'm going to get started, going to dive right in, and then I'll tell you the story behind this. I have in here, just beginning to simmer, some white wine, a little bit of water, and also a sprig of thyme, 2 cloves of garlic, and 1 strip of lemon peel. And I'm going to add into this 2 cod loins. They're about 4 ounces a piece. And we're just going to put those right in. And I want them to kind of poach and simmer away. I also want to talk about my potatoes. So we do affiliate potatoes with Irish cooking, don't we? And it seemed like every meal Tim and I had in Ireland, yes, we had the privilege of going a few years back. Absolutely loved it. The people are so incredibly friendly, and the countryside is gorgeous, so gorgeous. And we had a great time. The first night we were there, we were in a little town called Kilkenny, Ireland, and I wanted an authentic Irish pub experience. And when we asked people, they were so forthcoming with information, so friendly, gave us a great recommendation. And the first night, we settled into a little pub and actually got there right when the band was arriving, and they were warming up. We got a front row seat, and we were conversing with them and talking with them. It was so much fun, and then the band struck up, and the music was so good. And I ordered, I was like, what's on the menu? And I ordered fish cakes, and I was sold. I love fish cakes, and they're really simple, and they start with the base of potatoes. Basically, I took 2 russet potatoes like this, and I peeled them, I chopped them, and I boiled them for about 8 minutes, and then I kind of smashed them a little firmly. They're still slightly warm, and I want them slightly warm because I want to add in some lemon zest. And the lemon zest is going to just really flavor these potatoes very nicely. I'm going to use the rest of the lemon later, but I want to mix this in. I want to mix in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, because once my fish is nicely poached, I'm also going to add my fish to this, and that's how you start fish cakes. And I made sure these kind of evaporated. You know, once you drain them from their water, you want the excess liquid to really evaporate, so you have just that nice starchy texture left to work with. I also need an egg. I'm going to use an egg as my binding agent for these, and mix it up a little bit on the side and then incorporate it. The fish I'm going to incorporate last, because I want some pretty decent chunks of the fish. And so I don't want to mix it up with everything else, because then I'd be fearful that it would kind of disintegrate. And I want nice pieces of fish in my fish cake. So Tim and I loved our trip to Ireland. We kind of flew into Dublin and then went around the southern tip of Ireland, which is called the Dingle Peninsula. Some of the most absolutely gorgeous country I've ever seen in my life, and I'll be really excited to be able to go back. My fish is about ready to turn now. It doesn't take very long, and you're going to have a great poached fish to add into this. So while that finishes, let me talk about the sauce that goes with. I'm going to start with some mayonnaise. Thank you, mayonnaise. And a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then I'm going to take my lemon, and I'm not quite certain yet exactly if I'm going to need the whole lemon or half the lemon, but I'm just going to squeeze it through my hands. I want to catch the seeds, because that's never any fun to bite into. We'll start with a half. Then I have a little whisk. Let's whisk it up. Oh, that's looking about right. Now into this, I'm going to add some parsley and some chives. Put that there. Just going to chop up my parsley. Tim got me these chef's jackets, cook's jackets, because I'm not an official chef, but I love to cook. For my birthday, it was so cool. He got me about 5 in different colors. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to showcase the green one. And then I'll chop my chives. might be about enough. Give them a little mix. And I think that just needs to set aside for a tiny bit to let all those flavors come together. One last thing, capers. A tartar sauce has to have some element of brine, and rather than add a pickle relish, I'm going to add capers. That's a hearty teaspoon of capers, and I want to just roughly chop them. These are pretty small capers, but I like it when they're chopped just a little bit, and you get that awesome briny flavor into your tartar sauce. Or in this case, we could even just call it a remoulade, but super good with fish cakes. Set that aside. Check my fish one more time. I think it's almost there. Okay, we're moving right along. That fish took no time at all to poach. This is a pretty quick dish. And I pulled it out, letting it cool just a little bit so that I don't burn my hands when I'm handling it. But I'm going to flake it just a tiny bit with my fork. And then I'm going to put it into my potato mixture. I want to avoid, there's like a little bit of liquid I got off when I was bringing my fish out of that poaching liquid. I want to avoid grabbing that. And all that beautiful cod just goes in there. You know, and you could use another firm white fish if you wanted to. I just love to use cod because it's really authentic for this dish. Then I want to slowly mix it in. And the lemon zest in this really makes a difference. I'm trying to just mix it thoroughly, but not break up the fish too much. That's going to be really good. And when we were in Ireland, we did really have potatoes at every single meal. It was kind of a nice change from, we don't get potatoes that often here, you know, we're always like starch mindful. And there you do so much walking, and we were so active that we didn't really have to worry about it. And it was just fabulous. All right, now I just need to make some patties with these. And essentially, you're just going to roughly form them like this and place them on your sheet. Okay, I have a little bit of oil. I'm going to add just a bit more in my skillet. And then I'm going to start by just adding my patties. And they're starting to sizzle right away, so I know my temperature is just about right. This skillet's going to hold 4 of these patties. And we're going to let them get nice and golden on one side, and then we're going to flip them and cook the other side. These look to be about done. They're nice and golden on both sides. I'm going to pick one and give it a try. Oh, that looks absolutely lovely. And I have to have a little bit of the remoulade, my tartar sauce on my fish cake, and maybe just a little squeeze of lemon to kind of drive home that lemon point. So good. Oh, they look just like the ones in the Kilkenny little pub. So cool. Hot. That's lovely. I tasted lemony and the flaky fish and the potatoes all meld together in just the right proportions to make this a fabulous fish cake. I think the Kilkenny pub would be proud of my recreation of their fish cake dish. It brings me right back to my days in Ireland. So fun. Check out the recipe on TaylorKitchen.net and have a happy St. Paddy's Day. May the road rise up to meet ya.